Hello everybody, Dizno here. Welcome back to Game 2 in the best of 3 series between Watchog and Garay. The score going into this game is 1-0 to Garay. He took the last game with an interesting team. It was a knockoff Harry team, so it looked to be a stall team. But then where you would usually see something like Milo, some type of water in that slot, he actually chose Garay. He chose the Gyarados, which is pretty interesting, and he made it work. It was a pretty original team from what I had seen. He managed to get past a bad matchup in Aerodactyl, despite the fact that he had a rest Gyarados, so it was pretty interesting. Watchog has to do something if he wants to come back. He has to do something big here and take this game if he doesn't want to get knocked out early. We're going to see Zap on Mence, and Watchog reveals that his Zap counter is lax, so possibly some form of offense. Zap probably going to BP out here, BPs. And we're going to see a Tar come in. So the question is, can Lax break this up? And it probably cannot. Body slams right into that. Sorry, just had a little interruption there. That's one of the few benefits you get from sub on Zapdos, is that if there's a Lax, you can BP out to Tar after the sub, and then it can't break unless it makes that prediction. But Focus Punch comes out here from Watchog, and it does 29 to meta, so it's not a super invested Tar, maybe, unless meta's really bulky. Gary's Tar is doing 29. So maybe Watchog's could it be a mixed Tar? No, it's got 2 attacks that are both physical. I don't know, that's strange. It could be a super bulky meta, probably an impish meta or something like that. Maybe a mag in the back then for Watchog, given the nature of the other 3. Cloyster obviously doesn't need mag, but it probably appreciates it too, actually. So the other 4. Kuhn's very offensive here from Gary, does 43, and actually Watchog chooses to switch out here. Seemed as though he had the advantage there. Kuhn was kind of forced to switch, or basically it would have been the next turn, but anyway, Watchog's going to bring out Lax here on Zap, and he's going to EQ into the Tar, gets the prediction right, does 46. That's not enough to 2-hit KO. You need a huge amount of attack invested into Lax for it to 2-hit KO Tar, and if Tar's got any relative bulk, then it's usually pretty difficult regardless. Gary's Tar is physical, it's not gaining lefties, and it's doing quite a low amount to the opposing meta. Based on that damage, that meta was not impish. That Tar that Gary's using has some strange EVs. But either way, we're going to see Mag get the revenge kill on the meta that Watchog just boomed into. And we're going to see, does Gary have anything to follow up on that? He does, he has Doug. And Doug should be able to get rid of Mag here. This puts Gary in a 5-4 lead early. 12 turns in, 5-4 lead. Cloyster is going to come in. We're going to see, does Gary choose to stay in or does he choose to switch? Probably prompted to switch here. Does switch, goes to Zapdos. And Cloyster's going to fire off an Ice Beam here, doing 66. So no spikes up so far. Watchog not getting much use of that Cloyster, and it doesn't have a huge endgame. It's not huge in the endgame. Watchog goes into Tar here. Could easily be a special Tar given the nature of his team, and it is gaining lefties. We'll see what it has now. It has HP Bug, probably 12 from Bug. So it seems to be, could easily still be DD. Could be DD leftovers to help you with, I don't know. I've never been a fan of leftovers on DD Tar, but I don't know. Either way, Doug does come in for the revenge here. Gary not happy to play around a 29% Tar, probably with the fear that it is DD, so he just wants to get it out of the game, even if it is at 29. And it does give Mence a free turn to come in here. We're going to see what he uses to attack Gary's Mons. Hits Kuhn here for 40, so that's a plus special attacking nature Mence at 299 speed max. No way he could do that much to Kuhn otherwise. Kuhn, does he fire off a Hydra here, predicting the Lax? No, Gary just goes straight into the Lax with an Ice Beam, but proves to be useful. He gets the all-important freeze. That's very lucky. That Tar was really set to do damage, or that Lax was really set to do damage. The Tar doesn't hit very hard, and it's not at full health. It beats, the Lax beats Kuhn, beats Dog Trio. Gary does apologize here in the chat. We're going to see a slide come out. That's 85 after the Intimidate, so maybe that is a physical Tar. I don't know why it was doing so little to meta earlier. I don't know. I probably have to look at the rolls again, but either way, this Brick Break does 21 to Kuhn, and it could be in range of HP Grass here. Let's see, does Garay trade it? He doesn't. He goes out to Zam here, and that's a very cool team from him. Two 372 base speeders on that team. Interesting squad. Does not switch into Zapdos though. Kind of some weird form of special offense. It's one of those special offenses that has that simultaneous offense to kind of go with it, in case you can never get through Blissey, or in case you've got to choose the high road or the low road or whatever. You don't always get to choose one road, so you can often run two at the same time, Fizz and special. But of course you have to make sure you're constantly able to pressure everything in the game naturally. We're going to see the men's does go for the HP Grass here, but Garay stays in, and it turns out that the 40% it did earlier might have been a high roll, because it does 36 here. Kuhn is going to go down, but not before Watchog, or before Garay gets to see what Watchog goes to. He goes straight to Lax, and I presume Garay can just finish here with the dog. Yeah, it's going to force, even if Lax wakes up here, it's no good. He has to attack, and then Zam is just going to be able to clean here. So it looks as though Garay has taken this one. Got a little bit lucky in that second game. Lax looked to be a real pain, but either way, fair play to Garay. He played very well this series. Very impressed by him. I knew coming into this series that he was going to be really, really good, based on how much work he'd been putting in. I'd heard he'd been doing a lot of theory modding and taking this tier very, very seriously, so I'm not surprised to see him play so solidly in both games, and he's not afraid to use teams that are a little bit outside of the norm as well, which is another great sign for somebody who is being questioned for their ADV knowledge or whatever, which I don't think he should be. He goes straight into the 2-0 here versus Watchog. Well done to Garay, very well played. Looking forward to seeing more from him in the future of this tournament and the future in general. And commiserations to Watchog, who is going to leave this tournament in round 1 of the play-ins here. Yeah, good game all around. Both games were good. Both games were enjoyable. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you again in the next one.